I cannot believe this shit. Like, they really tried to kidnap me in Africa.
A black American woman was almost kidnapped in Africa. Let's talk about it. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a video of a black woman from America that's sharing a story about what happened to her in Africa. Let's take it back in Tunisia. Okay, so apparently she was telling a story and she said Africa, but on the description she said Tunisia, and I'm going to leave the name of the hotel she said it happened. And she went on to tell a story about how she was on vacation, and I think with her friends, and they went clubbing, and after clubbing she came back to the hotel, went to the front desk, and the next thing is that she saw herself in a car, and like, you need to see how her face is and all that. And the hotel, when she made it back to the hotel, they were trying to gaslight her to tell her that it did not happen from the hotel, they did not kidnap her from the hotel. But this is not just a story that she just had telling. You could clearly see from her face that that woman fought for her life, literally there. And this has struck the entire conversation of, as women, especially as black women, talking about traveling alone, and how how things like this is scary. And these are some of the biggest fear as women we have when we travel, and especially when we are by ourselves in a foreign country. But anyway guys, let's go hear her tell her story, people's reaction to it, and a couple of tips on how to travel safe, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Y'all, look at my face.
Wow.
I cannot believe this shit. Like, they really tried to kidnap me in Africa.
Okay.
And if that shit happened to me, I know it happens to other people. And I just was blessed enough to get away. But all right, so when I came out here Friday. Friday night was cool. Saturday night we went out. I'm not a party person, so like an hour into the club, I'm like, I always do this, nothing new. I'm like, all right, I'm going to the hotel. It's hella taxis outside. It's a lot of people out there. So the taxi brings me back to the hotel. I come upstairs. Well, no, I go to the front desk because I needed a key. My key, I don't know where my key was, but I went to the front desk to get a key. So they gave me a key. I come upstairs. Then I'm like, dang it, ain't no tissue. I go back downstairs. I go to the front desk. Y'all, that is the last thing I remember, being at the front desk. The next thing I remember is waking up in the back of the car. I start freaking out. Like, I'm trying to get out. And once I get out, this guy, this shit is blurry. I thought the front desk, all that shit is blurry. I don't know what woke me up. I don't know what they gave me, what they did to me. I don't know. The last thing I remember is being at the lobby. So, the guy, he get out the car. We're tussling. We fighting. Like, I'm fighting for my life. Like, I'm really like, all I could think about was my kids. Like, man, I gotta get back home to my kids. I'm really fighting for my life. Like, y'all can see, like, he's trying to telling me, shut up. I was not, like, giving up wasn't an option. Like, I'm really fighting for my life. So I managed to get away by the grace of God. I don't even know how I really got away. It's all woods. I just started running. I did not look back. I'm running fast as shit to where I can see cars and lights. I'm running fast as shit, but this shit is blurry. I don't know what they gave me or did to me. So once I get, I finally was able to wave somebody down and get some help. A taxi brought me back to the hotel, right? So, okay, y'all, I'm in the airport, so I'm gonna keep talking about it though before I forget. So the taxi brings me back to the hotel. So I'm running in. I tell Queen, y'all, I'm with Queen, so just keep up with me. I tell Queen, I'm like, they fucking took me. She telling me I'm yelling out shit, like, I was fighting for my life. Woody. She like, you just was you was in distraught, like you was in shock. You was crying and all that stuff. So, she got onto, she asked in the hotel, y'all, the hotel would not show us no videos. They was not helping us. They did not call the police for me. They did not give a how I know the hotel has something to do with it. Because it just doesn't make sense. So, what they're saying, right? They're trying to say that I never came back to the hotel. Like, once I, like, out their words, out their words of their mouth. They said I got snatched from the club. For one, how you know I was at the club? Two, if I got snatched at the club, where in the club I have this purse, I'm recording with this phone in the club, like we're having a ball. I got this purse on, and I'm recording this phone. How the did my stuff get back in the room if I never came back? He keep trying to say, oh, y'all, it's just so much. It's just so much. But when I say I was fighting for my life, like, they did not expect for me to make it back to that hotel. I was never supposed to come back to the hotel, yo. I was never supposed to come back. Then, you know what I'm saying, once I'm back, everybody, they looking so crazy. Everybody looking so crazy. Queen go back downstairs, nobody wants to talk to her. Nobody, we don't want to talk to you. Now, nobody know no English. And for y'all to keep telling me that I never came there after the club, yes, I did. Yes, I know I did. But if I didn't come back after the club, right? Or if I, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't come back after the club, how the my stuff in? And say if I didn't, you know what I'm saying? What they saying? If I didn't,
She's so calm.
if I got taken from the club, or if I willingly walked out of the hotel, you're gonna show me. You were so pressed to show me running in while it was light time, distraught. That's the only video they showed. But when I'm running in, I have no purse, I have no phone. You know why? Because my shit was upstairs, because I was upstairs. Man, this shit is so stressful. I don't even know what to do, how to go about this, who to say nothing to. I don't know. I don't know. I did not come here like this. All of this right here is all over my body. Okay, y'all, and then it's just a lot of weird shit going on. Like, the manager decided, remind me this happened Saturday night, Sunday morning. Once I got back to the hotel from escaping, I stayed in my room. I didn't want to go nowhere. I had booked a flight. You know, the next available flight was in the day. You think they came and checked on me? You think he asked? You know why the police showed up? Do y'all know why the police showed up? The police showed up because the hotel said Queen was being disruptive and, like, you know what I'm saying? Down there being too loud and shit, yelling at them, disrespecting them and shit. They never knew nothing I was talking about pertaining to me, or nothing she was telling to me. I had to call the embassy, the U.S. embassy. They came and they brought their own police officers. And then even the guys that was police that night kept telling Queen, oh, come with him. Go with him to make a report. Go with him to make a report. We showed the real police that the embassy brought, and he said that's not one of our guys. What the... Like, I cannot make this shit up. And then the manager, I got a picture of him, y'all. He telling me, oh, it was just... So Monday, we going downstairs to talking shit so he can show us the cameras. He tell me, can you just stay in the room? And she go, we like, no, we not, like, nobody going nowhere by themselves. Y'all janky. He asked me, he like, you got some sunglasses, or like, can you cover up? No, I want everybody to see what the you know what I'm saying? Like, it happened here, from here. I know for a fact I was in here. Y'all keep trying to tell me I wasn't here. But how did my purse that I had at the club, which I'm on camera in the club with my phone in my purse. So then when I get back to the hotel, I don't have no phone and no purse. That's what they showing me. I don't have no phone, no purse. I don't even have shoes on. But my shit is upstairs.
Upstairs. How?
Then he like, oh, this was an accident. What the do you mean it was an accident? the craziest shit I've ever been in my life. I travel a lot. It's not my first time out the country. It's not my second time out the country. I travel a lot. And the hotel won't show all the videos. If y'all innocent, just show the videos. You were so supposed to show me, oh, this is when she came back in. That's what they try to do. Oh, this is when she came back in. After I got into all that, you know what I'm saying? No, the fuck. That's not when I came back in. Y'all didn't expect for me to come back in. That shit crazy.
And that hotel did not expect for that lady to make it back alive. Their story's not even straight. The moment that they said to that lady, you never made it back from the club, they were done. She could have been coming from dinner. She could have been coming from an event. Who knows what she was coming from, but you specifically said the club. She had no purse, no wallet, nothing on her. Everything that she had was already in her room. She came downstairs and asked y'all for some toilet paper and then woke up in the back of somebody's car. They had this lady meeting up with fake cops and doctors. And the biggest red flag had to be the fact that they refused to show her the actual security footage that she was asking for. Why y'all being weird? That woman literally fought for her life. The bruises that she walked away with were absolutely insane. Stories like that can seriously make you scared to travel. Every woman's fear is being kidnapped. I hope she gets the justice that she deserves, and I hope they investigate that hotel, because if they don't do anything about it now, I'm telling you, it's just going to keep on happening.
Did y'all see that girl that's on TikTok right now? And she said that she is in Africa. Mind you, she put the name of the country that she's in, or that this incident occurred in. Basically, she almost got kidnapped in Africa. And she puts in the caption that it was in Tanzania. And she starts Tanzania. Like, this woman, unfortunately, you could tell, like, she has black eyes. She has bruising all down her cheeks. She has scratches from the assholes who were trying to kidnap her. And it's like scratch marks here. And she's describing this traumatic incident that literally just happened to her while she's traveling in the continent, right? And she's an American. I don't know what her ethnicity is. Racially, she's black. I don't know what her ethnicity is, but I don't care either at this point. So do you know there are Africans in that comment section not concerned about this black woman and what occurred to her? Because remember, they're like, we are all the same, we are all the same. But this is how they treat each other. They have no empathy for one another at all. That's why I say they're not like us. Do you know they're in that comment section of that woman who clearly has experienced something that is extremely traumatic, saying that she had to fight for her life, begging, saying that she is a mother who wants to be able to get home to her babies, begging and pleading. These men were trying to kidnap her because they knew that she was an American. That's why you'll never ever see me up in them places. And these Africans are in her comment section from different countries in that poverty-stricken continent, talking about Africa's not a country, so what country? What country? You bitches are annoying. That's why I have no empathy or sympathy for you bitches on that continent, because this woman with a scraped up, bruised face and black eyes is telling her story about being kidnapped, and you're concerned that she's not naming in the video. Reminder, it says the name of the country that she was in the caption, but we know, one of my other videos on my main page, I already went over their education system. Like, they do not get an education. A lot of them pass the 5th grade, or what would be considered the 5th grade in the States. And when they come here for an education, okay? They come here for education, but they think that they're educating us Americans, that there's 54 countries, but when you ask some of them how many freaking states are in the United States, they can't answer that clear. So let's keep that in mind. But y'all are so busy wanting people not to paint Africa with a wide brush that y'all have zero care for that woman who was attacked in Africa. Attacked. Yes. Talking about, that would be like if you got attacked in the United States and somebody was like, I got attacked in North America. Y'all are delusional. Y'all are delusional. There is so much crime and riddled in every country in that godforsaken continent, just like every other continent. If somebody is in Asia and they're like traveling around Asia, what would make you think that if they're making content and they're like, hey guys, I'm in Asia right now and XYZ just happened to me, and in the captions it says that they were in freaking Vietnam, why would the comments be more concerned about her stating in the video what country she is in versus stating the traumatic? And y'all didn't even consider the fact that she's going through a traumatic experience. She is still in a state of shock, and y'all are more concerned about her labeling what country? Oh, y'all.
I cannot believe this shit. Like, they really tried to kidnap me in Africa.
Now, I'm sure most of you have seen that video from that young lady and her traumatic experience, but if you have not seen it, I will link the video below so that you can go and watch the video in its entirety and she can explain and you can hear what happened to her. But basically, she was fortunate enough to be able to escape and fight her way from a potential kidnapper while she was on vacation. So I just want to talk to everybody about how to stay safe, especially as women when we go to foreign countries, right? So in her video, after the kidnapping situation and after she escaped and went back to her hotel, she mentioned the fact that her and her friends tried to get the hotel to contact the authorities, but the hotel refused to contact the authorities and was swearing up and down that she was not kidnapped in the hotel when she was in fact kidnapped at the hotel, and that they refused to show her security footage and all those things. When you are traveling to a country, first of all, you need to look into the country and see what is going on in that country, in that area. If there's been situations like that at those hotels, more than likely it's going to be listed somewhere. It's going to be listed somewhere about kidnappings or areas that it happens in the most, or things of that nature, the most dangerous areas, okay? So you want to be aware of that. Second, you need to be aware of how to get in contact with local authorities yourself. Do not rely on the hotel or locals or anything of that nature. You yourself need to be able to get in contact with local authorities. You need to know how to do so. Okay, if you have the ability. And second, you need to get in you need to also know how to contact the U.S. Embassy. So like in her situation, they refused to contact the authorities. Now, let's say they did contact the authorities and then the authorities come and then they also do not want to assist you. Call the embassy. You are a tax-paying U.S. citizen. Call them people. Call them. Report them. I'm telling you, like, as women, we have to be aware of our surroundings. And when you find yourself in these situations, what are you going to do? You need to know avenues and things to get help, to get you help. You know what I'm saying? Because in that situation, the first call would have been to the embassy. Like, and local authorities. And then if they're like, oh, I'm not calling the cops. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to call the embassy. That's fine. I'm going to call the embassy because I want to see the tapes. And also, I know a lot of times people want to go and get the local experience. I don't know what this hotel looks like. I think it's a upper echelon type of hotel from the name of it. But I'm not staying at nowhere where either I don't speak the language, or it's just somewhere I've just legit never been, that don't have security cameras. Run it back. So the fact that they wouldn't allow her to see the footage, they wouldn't call the cops. A lot of times, these employees at these resorts be in on these situations. They be in on it. So that's why it is imperative that y'all are staying in places where it's easier to hold them accountable. Like, I know what people hate chain hotels and stuff like that, but it's easier to hold people to an account. And secondly, and lastly, never go anywhere by yourself. And I know this sounds crazy, even just walking around the hotel, right? You should be able to walk around the hotel by yourself. You should be able to go down to the lobby by yourself. But if you know you're in an area where things like this occur, no, you cannot. You don't go anywhere by yourself. The buddy system, I know there's solo travelers, and I would hope that solo travelers are taking whatever precautions need to be taken. But if you are in a group and you have the ability to travel in at least pairs, then do so. Stop going around by yourself. We need to stop going to countries that we've never been to and not looking into them outside of the fun activities. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to do a real investigation into the places that we're going. I will tell you, like, as far as like the military is concerned, every time we hit a port, what do we get? We get a port brief. We get a brief about the country, what's going on in the country, areas that we need to stay away from, and customs in those countries, so that one, we can be respectful of the people and their land and the things that we're going to do, how we're supposed to dress. I know a lot of times Americans love to go to places and they just think, well, in America we can do this. In a lot of countries you can't do certain things. Mm-hmm. So how we need to dress, how we need to conduct ourselves, how we need to move, places we need to stay away from. Okay? And it also doesn't hurt to learn a few words in that language, a few keywords. So if people are talking around you, you can kind of pick up. You don't need to be able to understand full conversations, right? But just a few keywords. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's my little TED Talk. Y'all be safe out there. All right, bye.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you guys think about this story down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thoughts. Love to know what you guys think. And I have a couple of things to say about what the other creator that was literally ranting about Africa and Africans, and then the situation that happened. So I want to know what you guys think, chat, but please, let's be respectful, okay? We can disagree we can agree to disagree and disagree to agree, and it's fine, okay? First off, my sympathy, like my heart goes out to the lady that this happened to. And mind you, this happened in Tunisia, not Tanzania, like the other lady pointed out. Tunisia, which is the northern part of Africa. I did a video recently where some girls flew to Tunisia instead of Tunis. Exactly. So this happened in North Africa, Tunisia, and my heart goes out to the lady this thing happened to. And nobody should travel and then be in a foreign country and that happened to. And as a woman that has traveled solo by herself, it's one of the biggest fear when you go out there, especially at night, and then you're just scared about the area. But there's no but, like, nothing justify what was done to her. Like, she should be able to, she did nothing wrong, and I'm happy that she was able to make it out alive and be able to fight them. And that takes a lot of courage, and that's why as ladies we should learn some type of form of resistance and self-defense in some type of way, whatever way. But I also have some tips on, like, okay, how to be safe when you're in a foreign country. You guys know I love Lebanon, and I kind of like have partially like moved to Lebanon, and how I was able to navigate and integrate into the by myself and still keep myself safe. And one thing people don't always want to talk about, they don't talk about the safety of women when women travel. They don't talk about the safety of black women when black women travel all over the world. Black women are at risk when they travel for all sort of things. So please, I've heard a story of a girl that she was in one of these I can't remember where this happened, but she was in a resort where she woke up and there was a man in her room trying to her. So crazy things happen to women, and as women we need to stay safe, especially as now that a lot of us are being in the space where we're liberating ourselves. We want to travel the world and see things. We need to also get some things in tips and keep ourselves and keep our eye checked. I want to travel the world by God's grace, like have a good passport and travel the world. That's for sure. That's prayer. And I know there are a lot of women out there that wants to do this, but yeah, we need to stay safe. And I pray that she gets justice, because the entire story is out there on social media and everybody's talking about it. So I pray she can this can amplify the situation, and then some type of investigation can be done, and so that you can get justice. But a couple of things I want to say when you travel as a solo for me, like even not as a woman, as a black, especially as a black woman, when you travel, is that first off, you might not like the main city of the country you're going to, which is more like the capital and all that. You may not like it, but I personally, I would advise you stay there. Second, I would advise you go to a hotel that has multiple reviews, and it should not be reviews that were reviewed from 6 years ago. A hotel that has recent type of review written on them, on their page or on booking.com. Those should be hotels you go to. If you want to go ask, like outside the capital of the country, then book a tour guide and do that. And then if you're traveling as a pair or as a group, don't leave, like don't ever scatter yourself. One person go, the other no. Always move in pairs, no matter how, wherever, always move in pair. And I know sometimes it's really kind of daunting when you travel with a group of people, because what you want to do and what they want to do, when you want to sleep, when you were tired of the club, is different. But remind you, you guys are in a foreign country. Don't take that risk. Wait, you might not be having fun anymore in the club. Wait for the other person so that you guys can go together. Don't do it. This is not me blaming her. This is just me sharing tips, guys. This is not me blaming her. So nobody should come and say, oh, you're blaming. No. Then another thing is stay together. And then another thing is when you get to the hotel, always make sure there's some type of camera. And I know she said they did not, they refused to show her the clip, but some places they will not. They will tell you, you will see that there is no camera. Once you walk into an hotel and there is no camera, get out. And then another thing that is very, very important, always share your location. No matter how safe you feel already, always share your location. No matter how always share your location. If it has to be, even though you already, like there's something I do, like myself and my friends, my family, we share this location share. But whenever I am going out, I always share my location, like so that they know, like okay, she's out now. Like they're going to get there, like okay, that is for me saying that I'm outside. So you guys keep an eye on me, where I'm at all time. That's me doing that. So always share your location, and I advise you do that. Like even though you have the share my location app and all that, always share your location when you are out. I don't know if I make sense. And then another thing, and I know she said her phone dropped. This is just 15 tips. This is not for this lady alone. Then another thing is don't go to remote. Like I know sometimes we want to go to the remote, boom, 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 don't go. But let's also even come back and let's talk about Tunisia, North Africa, and all that. I want to talk about on some of the things the other lady was talking about. One, Tunisia is in northern part of Africa, and that part of Africa, some of them consider themselves as Arab, and this is not me coming up for Arab. You guys know I love the Middle East, but they consider themselves Arab. And if you know, I personally, there are some North African countries that I will not go as a black woman. Yes, in Africa, there are some North Africa countries that I will not go as a black woman. And there's, in fact, most North Africa countries, if I want to go, I will not go alone. And that's to say, we all know that there are some type of fanatic, and this is not me just saying that it's very particular to just North Africa alone. There's a lot of unsafety generally in the world when you travel as a woman, especially as a black woman. But when it comes to North Africa and then try to generalize it, I know we're all Africans, but I don't, like, it just really bothers me sometimes when people want to classify all of us, when Africa is like, we have a whole lot of different vibes, different type of personality, different religion, different beliefs, so mixing all of us all in one pot is just like we were saying, it is a whole continent, okay, that has different type of people. So that's it. So if you look places like that, like they have like really strict what is it called, religion, which is Islam. And I think they have some Christians too, but they do. So for me, as a black woman, I will not go there and be moving around all by myself in that type of country. So when people are asking like, oh, no, mention the country. I know the lady that did the video, she did write, and I think maybe probably she forgot, and that's why she wrote it. And I do understand you could just easily classify everybody as Africa. I get it. But for the other lady to come and start talking about how we're not educated and all that, and like that was so uncalled for. Personally, you can disagree to agree. You can talk about how they are not empathetic about what happened to her, rather they're more concerned about the location. And I understand why the Africans there will want to be like state where it happens, because this is a misconception that a lot of people have had over the years, that they want to classify Africa as a country. So a lot of people like, no, specify, don't just paint the entire continent that this is what happened. You get what I'm saying? Africa is a beautiful continent and it is what it is. But for her to come and to start try to talk down on Africans, like, I'm giving you the side I sees, it was uncalled for. That just shows that you're just looking for something to jump on for Africans, and it's uncalled for. Anyway, guys, you guys let me know what you guys think about this story down in the comment section. Go ahead and share your thought, but please keep it respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead, feel free and share your thought. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.